Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Today our group will be presenting about the federal court in Malaysia and its role towards the Malaysian legal system. To start, I will introduce myself first. My name is Muhammad Zuhairullah bin Matgani.
Assalamualaikum, my name is Nur Aina Natasha binti Hisham.
My name is Nur Wahida binti Sohaimi.
My name is Nan Alia Ayuba binti Mak Sulaiman.
Assalamualaikum and selamat sejahtera. My name is Muhammad Yusuf bin Kamaluddin.
So this will be our content for today's presentation. We will start off with the introduction to the federal courts.
So for the introduction of the federal court, the hierarchy of courts of Malaysia starts with the magistrates court as the first level, followed by the session court, high court, court of appeal, and the federal court of Malaysia. The federal court of Malaysia is in the highest court of the land. It has often been embroiled in high-profile decisions that have shaped the rule of law and constitution practice in Malaysia. It also outlines a set of fundamental liberties granted to all citizens and residents. Also, the federal court is located in Putrajaya and its decisions are binding on all lower courts. So this is one of the judge from the federal court named Tan Sri Datuk Nalini Padmanathan.
So there are two types of courts in the Malaysian hierarchy. So the first one is the superior courts, and the next one is subordinate courts. In the superior courts, we have federal court, court of appeal, and the high court. Meanwhile, in the subordinate courts, we have sessions court and magistrate court.
Okay, here am I to presenting about roles in the legal system of federal court. Okay, first one is appellate jurisdiction. Okay, according to the federal constitution or Article 128 3 appellate jurisdiction, the federal court will have the authority granted by the federal law to decide appeals from court of appeal and a high court or judge thereof. Second point is about primitive original jurisdiction. Okay. According to the Article 128 2 of Federal Constitution, when an issue regarding the application of any article of this Constitution arises in an action before another court, federal court shall have jurisdiction to ascertain the query and send the matter back to other court for consideration in the line with the decision. And lastly, third point is about advisory jurisdiction. Okay, according to the Article 130 of Federal Constitution, it's about state that federal court advisory jurisdiction. The articles say that any question about the application of the provision of this constitution that has arisen or seems likely to arise can be referred to federal court by the Yang di-Pertuan Agong, and the federal court will publicly express its opinion on any such question. Okay, that's all for me. Gracias.
Okay, next I will present about notable cases in federal court. So the first case is about election petition Muhammad Azizi's permanent Gua Musa Parliament. So the 15th general election decision for the parliamentary of Gua Musa, which was won by Muhammad Azizi Abu Naim from the National Alliance, remained after Muhammad Azmi Mahmud, deputy candidate for the National Front BN, Tan Sri Tengku Razali Hamzah, failed to return the election petition. He failed to challenge the election result for the constituency. So a panel of 3 judges of the Federal Court chaired by the President of the Court of Appeal, Tan Sri Abah Iskandar Abah Hashim, rejected the seduction of Muhammad Azmi and ordered him to pay a cost of 30,000 ringgit Malaysia. So for the next case is about a patient issue between Public Service Department and the government. So on 13 January 2022, the Court of Appeal ruled in favour of Aminah and declared that the amendments to Section 3 and 7 of the Patient Adjustment Act 2013, which came into force from January 2013, were null and void due to the breach of Article 147 of the Federal Constitution. So the Court of Appeal ruled that with the declaration, the current situation prior to the amendment of Section 3 of the Patient Adjustment Act 1980 will continue to apply. So the government and the Director General of the Public Service Department obtained the Federal Court permission to appeal against the decision of the Court of Appeal, which declared the amended patient law null and void. A 3-judge panel headed by Chief Justice Tun Tengku Maimun Tuan Mat allowed the government's application for permission to proceed with its appeal with the parties free to make any additional legal question. So that's the case related to the Federal Court. So I will be to the next presenter.
So I will talk about the structure and jurisdiction of the Federal Court. So the structure in Malaysian law, in the Malaysia Court have 5. That is Federal Court, Court of Appeal, High Court, Session Court, and Magistrate Court. So I will explain about the Federal Court. Federal Court is the highest court. It was the original jurisdiction in constitutional matter and interstate dispute, and the final appellate jurisdiction for civil and criminal case. So the second court is the Court of Appeal. Court of Appeal, they will appeal for the High Court. They also will apply the jurisdiction in both civil and criminal cases. The third court, the High Court, it's divided into civil, criminal, and specialist division. It was the original jurisdiction in civil and criminal cases, and it also will hear appeal from the lower courts like Session Court and Magistrate Court. So the fourth court is the Session Court. The Session Court. It will handle less serious criminal cases and certain civil matters, and also apply jurisdiction over decision made by the Magistrate Court. And the last court is the lowest court is the Magistrate Court. The Magistrate Court will deal with minor criminal matters, minor civil claim, and specific legal matters. That's all for me. Thanks.
As conclusion, Federal Court has its own objective and scope in the Malaysian legal system, with distinct jurisdiction outlined in the Federal Constitution. The appellate jurisdiction in the Federal Court allow it to decide appeal from both the High Court and Court of Appeal for ensuring the consistency to federal law. Primitive original jurisdiction allow the federal courts to address legality issues in legislation, disputes between states, federation, and constitutional provisions. Lastly, the advisory jurisdiction enable federal court to submit opinion and guidance on constitutional matters referred by the Yang di-Pertuan Agong. Overall, the Malaysian Federal Constitution, the Malaysian Federal Court played a very important role in maintaining the integrity of the Malaysian legal system. That's all from me. Thank you.